Bam angles out on the step back. This causes Estrada to overextend and leaves openings on his open side. Bam capitalises before finishing the combination with a lead hook as Estrada is lifting his head. He was utilising his longer reach to punish Estrada jabbing with him, drawing the jab out before pulling back and coming over the top of it with a counter lead hook in the space. Bam half steps in with the jab. This widens his base and allows him to pull back from Estrada's counter and maintains a suitable distance to find a counter uppercut as he comes in. Again here, this time combining the lead hook over the top and the counter uppercut. Bam half steps into Estrada's range, inviting him to throw. Once he does, Bam half steps back out and causing Estrada to fall short and leaving an opening for the straight, before catching Estrada being defensively responsible on his pivot using the lead hook. Doubling up the jab hides Bam taking the outside foot position, however Estrada immediately disengages and resets at neutral range. Knowing that Estrada has to move inside, Bam waits for him to open up and intercepts with a jab, disrupting Estrada's rhythm and allowing him time to exit safely. As Bam engages, Estrada exits on a straight line. Rather than chase him, Bam pivots out towards the closed side of Estrada, allowing him to take the wide outside foot position and giving him an angle for the lead hook to come down the centre line. Bam steps through with his straight. This transitions perfectly into his signature jumping pivot, which lands him in front of a now squared Estrada. Therefore, as he catches him on the way up, it wobbles the Mexican. Using the threat of a level change, Bam draws out a defensive reaction from Estrada to block the body. He uses this to hide his pivot behind, catching Estrada following him round before rolling under the counter. He follows this by targeting the body, making the next level change seem authentic once again, but ultimately using it to target the head. Bam's foot feint draws a parry from Estrada who expects a jab. Instead, Bam follows immediately after with the jab to catch Estrada off beat, taking a half step back to pull away from the counter before coming back inside with a second jab. As he exits, getting his head off the centre line, which causes Estrada to come crashing into the pocket. Bam therefore uses his forearm to control the position and re-establish the distance. Bam ensures Estrada doesn't get the outside foot position as he enters, as it would act as a block for his pivot. Slipping the straight, Bam waits for Estrada to engage again. Once he does, Bam pivots with his punch, giving Estrada no time to defend effectively against the rear hook off the pivot. The first knockdown was a result of perfect foot positioning from Bam, initially stepping on the inside of Estrada's lead foot with the jab, having read that Estrada was ducking, to give him a good position to effectively turn his hips into the uppercut, which brought Estrada's head back up on the centre line. As Estrada is resetting, Bam steals the outside foot position to allow himself to step through and turn his hips fully with the straight, which sends Estrada to the canvas. Estrada uses his forearm to create separation on the inside, leaving the closed side of his body undefended, which Bam reads and capitalises on. Once back at range, Bam doubles up the jab to take the wide outside foot position, leaving Estrada facing almost the opposite direction. As Estrada follows, Bam can take advantage of his superior positioning with a hook. Bam's level change invites Estrada to do the same. Once he does, Bam forces his head back up on the centre line with an uppercut, following with a jab before he has time to defend. Bam then pivots into the centre of the ring, forcing Estrada to move with him and pushing him back towards the ropes. Bam finds a 1-2 as Estrada's out of position on the back foot, which wobbles the former champ. While Bam has him against the ropes, he changes his level slightly to alter the trajectory of his straight, before finishing the combination with a body shot. Bam punctuates for his pivot by targeting the body and head of Estrada. As the Mexican exits in an attempt to reset, Bam follows him out, taking the outside foot position and stepping through with his double jab and straight. In the 6th, Estrada got his lick back utilising foot positioning. Stepping on the inside of his jab, Bam gives up the outside. Recognising this, Estrada hides his lateral pressure behind a double jab. This allows him to step through with the outside foot position, something Bam had been doing all night. Once there, Estrada fires a straight which catches Bam with his balance off while retreating and scores a flash knockdown. Bam was also taking the outside purely to trick Estrada into comfortability with the position, before quickly changing the angle, in this instance pivoting to the open side of Estrada to leave him square while taking the uppercut. Notice how as Estrada attempts to reverse the position, Bam rolls his rear foot over to turn himself 90 degrees, rather than try to follow Estrada all the way around and give up counter opportunities. This is much faster and facilitates Bam intercepting Estrada's circling with a lead hook. Bam uses the double jab to push Estrada back and never let him stay at his range. This forces Estrada to attempt to take the initiative and punch his way through. Bam wants this, however. As Estrada moves in with his jab, Bam slips to the inside and intercepts with a body shot, which pushes Estrada right back where he started. Also using bodywork to open paths up to the head, Bam fakes the jab upstairs before dropping to the body. This draws a parry out of Estrada, taking his lead hand away from his guard. Bam takes advantage by coming back up with a straight, which Estrada is unable to defend. For the knockout, Bam is comfortable with the inside foot position, giving him a good angle to slip on the inside and land an intercepting body shot while Estrada is open, before pivoting while Estrada steps through with his straight, keeping the inside foot position to allow him the same angle, but now with Estrada almost squared in front of it. One final body shot was enough to send Estrada down and cement Bam as a top 5 pound-for-pound fighter.